What's up, guys? Today I'll be filming my first video of this YouTube channel, which is really exciting. I'm really pumped. But yeah, let's get right into it. Alright, for this first video I want to do a flipbook tutorial on how to make a flipbook. And so first you will need a light pad, a pencil, and with paper. I have this type of paper where it has the two holes in it, and that's just, I have screws to hold the paper together just so that it stays together really well. But you don't need fancy paper. You can just use any old paper like index cards or something like that. And like to hold it together, you only need like a rubber band or like a binder clip or something like that. And so yeah, you don't need any fancy paper, just any index cards and a rubber band or something to hold it together. And your imagination. Alright, and with the light pad, you don't really need anything fancy or expensive like I have, but all you really need is like a plastic sheet with like a flashlight underneath or some type of light source so that it shines through the bottom and like through the plastic so that you can see the lines underneath the paper. So like if I drew a squiggly line like this, and then if I covered it up with a piece of paper, you should be able to see through the paper so that you can draw over the squiggly line so that you have like a reference, and so that you don't draw a bunch of different squiggly lines each time, so that it looks about the same each time you draw it, so that the flipbook looks better, I guess. Alright, today we're gonna get started with the rolling ball. And so what we're gonna draw first is a little U shape. Oh, and also when you're drawing flipbooks, you want to draw like about on this half of the paper so that when you flip through it you can actually see what's happening instead of it being covered up by the paper. And so you always want to draw more on this side of the paper than this side. So yeah, so we're gonna start with a U shape. Sorry if I'm blocking this, but I'm gonna start with a U shape, something like that. Alright, perfect. And now let's see, let's add a ball right here. Okay, so we're gonna have this ball right here go down the U shape ramp and have it come back up, then back down and up, back down and up. You get the idea. Just for like a beginner's flipbook, it'd be really good to do one of these just to see how the motion works with flipbooks. Alright, so now we're gonna get our second page. Oh, and also in the bottom left, you want to number your pages. So number 1 for this one and number 2 for the next. You want to number your pages so that you remember what the order of the pages is, so that if it gets all scrambled that you know what order to put it in. And since that one was number 1, we want to put that on the bottom and then put our second piece of paper right on top of that with the number 2. Alright, so I'll get that all squared up. Okay. Alright, so now we can see that U shape again, so I'm gonna trace right over the top of that. Alright, and then instead of drawing the ball right there again, we're going to draw it down here a little bit so that it looks like it's moving in the actual flipbook. So see about how far I drew that? It's about like, I don't know, a centimeter or less. But the farther away you draw from the original object, the faster it moves across the page. And so the smaller increments that you draw it in, the slower it goes across the page. So we want it falling fast, slowing down a little bit, slowing down up here, going fast again, slowing down up here, and just doing that over and over. Alright, so we got our second page, so we can put our first one over here. And then get our third page. Alright, let's square this up. And if I'm ever going too fast, you can always pause the video and like pause and play whenever you need to, so that I don't go too far ahead. Alright, so then let's have it start to get closer to the ramp as it goes down. So another trick that I've learned, and I'm gonna show you because I made that circle way too big. So what you can do with the second piece of paper is you can move it down a bit to the spot where you want it, and then you can like outline the ball that's underneath, so that you have a little template of how big the ball is, so that you can draw it about the same size. So there's the third. Alright, and then the fourth. Okay. So yeah, you get the idea. So I'm gonna go ahead and like get to actually I'm gonna just do like one oscillation, which just means the ball is going up and down. So I'm just gonna go over to this side, have the ball stay there, just so that you guys can get used to like drawing a flip book and everything. But once I get the ball up here, then I'm going to speed it up and then finish the flip book and then show you the end product at the end of the video. Alright, so now let's see, I want the ball farther down, so I'm gonna move it. Let's see, so it was here. Now I'm gonna want it about here. So I'll put it there, draw the circle, and boom. Alright, on to the fifth page. So yeah, flipbooks are super cool. I started drawing them when I first saw like this one video of this guy who makes flipbooks, and I loved drawing at first, and so when I saw that he was drawing and making it like come to life, that just looked super cool to me. And so I was like, I want to try that. And so I did, and it's so fun. I love making flipbooks, but sometimes it can be a little tedious trying to make them because you have to go through like each page, and it can take a little while, especially the more detail you add to a flipbook. It takes a lot longer, and so it's harder to do like more detailed flipbooks, but they can be really cool if you actually like do the more detailed ones. Alright, so I'm on my 6th page of this flipbook. It's coming along pretty good so far. So I'm having it going like kind of the same increments right now. About, I don't know, I can't really tell when I move it, but I'm having it go in about the same increments, just so that like it's about the same speed going down the ramp, and then once it gets up here, I'm gonna have it slow down so that it like basically stops and almost hovers and then comes speeding back down. But yeah. Alright, number 7. And also, if you haven't subscribed to my friend's channel, Fisherman for Life, that channel is really good so far. He's trying to get lots of subscribers, so if you haven't checked out his channel, go ahead and subscribe to him. His videos are awesome so far, and yeah, he's worked pretty hard on them, and he's the one that's got me into this YouTube channel. And so it'd really help him out if you go subscribe to him. And also if you subscribe to me, it's free. You can always change your mind. if you don't want to be subscribed for whatever reason, but all you have to do is click the subscribe button and it says you're subscribed on my side and your side, and doesn't tell you to input your email or phone number or whatever. It just is a button that you click and all of a sudden you're subscribed, and it really helps us out. So if you could go ahead and hit the subscribe button, that would be awesome, and the like button if you like this video. And also in the comments, if this video helped you, or if you want to see more flipbooks like this, then leave something in the comments down below of what flipbook I should do next, or like a tutorial of a flipbook that you'd want me to do. Then I'd be happy to read through those and see what you guys want more of. Alright, so I'm just about there to having it up in the air. Alright, I'm gonna have it be about this high. Maybe a little higher. Alright, so on this next one, I'm gonna start slowing it down a bit so that it looks like it stops and hovers in midair. So I'm gonna draw it in a smaller increment. So I'll show you once I get this little ramp all drawn out. Alright, so now as it slows down, I'm gonna start about here, so like inside the circle, and just draw the circle again, so then it starts to slow down instead of looking like it's going the same speed. And then if you keep doing that and getting smaller and smaller with your increments until you draw right over top of it, then it'll look like it stops in the flipbook. Oh, I didn't square these up very good. Alright, let's get this U. Okay, and then for this one, I'm gonna draw it about there. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. And then for the next one, I think I might draw it like almost on top of it, just so that it is really slowing down, and then I'm gonna draw right on top of it so that it stops in midair. Alright, so this one, I'm gonna draw it just right there. So I drew it kind of bad there, and it's kind of hard going off of the thing, so it's just kind of hard going off of, just like when I said it's kind of hard going off the thing, just not putting it right on top like that, because I don't know, you can't get the exact shape, but you don't need the exact shape because that frame just flips past so fast that that you don't even notice it. But yeah, so now on this next one, I think I'm gonna draw it right on top of it, and then I'm gonna check how that looks, and then we'll go from there. And every 10 pages or so, you want to check your flipbook by flipping through it and making sure that it looks how you want it to look, because sometimes you can be going through a flipbook thinking it's looking good and then flip through it and it looks kind of jerky or not super smooth, and so it's always a good idea to flip through your flipbook every once in a while to make sure that it is looking the way that you would like it to look. Alright, and now I'm gonna just draw right over it again, just like on the other one, just because I want it to freeze in the air for a little bit so that it kind of looks like an actual ball. So I think I'll do this one, and then I'll have it start moving after this page. And I'm on my 15th page right now, by the way, if you're doing the same amount of pages as me or the same thing. Alright. Okay. Then on this next one, I'm gonna have it... actually, no, let's check it. Let's check it right now. So, yeah. So what I do to flip through a flip book that's not like super, like that doesn't have a lot of pages, is so I get all the pages and make sure they're numbered right. So 1 is first, 15 is last. But I get a bunch of blank sheets like this, and I fill in the end of the flip book so that it's just easier to flip that way, so that you don't run out of cards and all that. But yeah, so let's check this one just to see how it's going. Okay, so yeah, that looks pretty good. So it goes down the ramp and then goes up. If you don't have your pages straight, it might skip pages, so make sure they're all straight before you flip it. But yeah, so it hangs up in the air there for a minute, and then we're gonna have it come right back down the ramp. Alright, so I'm gonna separate those back out. And if you want to make any changes to yours, like if you want to smooth it out or something, then you can go ahead and do that. But I'm gonna move on. So page 16 now. But yeah, so now you guys get the idea of like how to make the first bit of it. So I'm gonna make like the rest of it. I'm gonna speed up the video so that it doesn't take forever to make, but I'm gonna speed it up right now. Alright, so I've finished the flip book, so now I'm gonna organize the cards real fast. But yeah, and in part of that I had the ball like start to go back down the ramp, but then just to mix it up I had it float in midair for a minute and then speed off straight up off the page, just to make it a little more interesting and creative. So it's not just back and forth, because that's kind of repetitive and boring and not super creative. But yeah, so that's why I erased one of them, if any of you noticed that. But alright, so I've got them all squared up. Here, let me grab some of my screws for the flip book so that they stay together good. Let's see. Alright, here they are. So I just have like a little baggie of screws, so they're like kind of special though. So like there's long ones and then there's small ones, and the small one just screws into the big one like this. So you have the big one and the small one. Oh wait, that's not a screw. This one. So this one is a screw. So it screws into the big one just like that. It just screws in there, so then it holds the paper together. These small ones are just smaller versions of this big one. I just forgot about that, but the screw screws into either one. But that's just if you don't have a lot of paper, and that's if you have more paper. And this one I had 36 pieces of paper if you were following right along with the guidelines. But yeah, so the screw just goes in right here, and then it pops out the back. Then I just get the screw and I screw it in. Alright, so I got those screws in nice and good, and I added like some extra blank pages at the back just so that it filled in all the area between the screw and the paper so that it's just more stable. And also, if you don't have screws or paper that has the holes in it, then again, you can just use a rubber band or a binder clip, because those work great too. But if you do have these, then it's just keeps the cards a lot more straight and secure. But all right, let's reveal this this flipbook. I'll do it one more time for satisfaction guaranteed. Beautiful. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoy making these, and I hope that you do too. If you want to see more of these types of videos, let me know down in the comments, and make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. It really means a lot to me, and if you guys like this content, then I'll do more of it. So the more likes, the more I'll do these types of videos. But yeah, see you next time.